Hey, it's Jamie, and today we're rehashing Ecclesiastes 7 to 12. Today's chapters are jam-packed full of proverb-type stylings by Solomon, but two verses in particular really stopped and gave me pause today, so I want to share them with you. But if you read the chapters, I want to know what stood out for you. I want to know what you caught, okay? Can we make that a deal? All right, that's a deal. Pitter-patter, baby. Let's get at her. I just gave people finger guns, so you're welcome. In chapter 10, verse 1, Solomon writes this silly little number. He writes, "As dead flies cause even a bottle of perfume to stink, so a little foolishness spoils great wisdom and honor." What's that mean? Pumped you ask. This verse serves as such a cautionary tale, one that I've learned, the hard way, I guess, many times in my life. It's urging people to be vigilant and careful in their thoughts, actions, decisions, as even small mistakes can have significant consequences. Think about that. Didn't use birth control that one time, seems like a small mistake, but boom, now I have a baby and I'm 16. I yelled at the grocery store clerk and boom, her father is the judge in my court case. You see what I'm saying? None of those things happen to me, by the way. But no one wears t-shirts explaining who they are and what they're carrying with them or what they're going through, so we can't begin to imagine the incredible impact that just one little teeny tiny mistake can make. Personal story alert, I had a friend in high school named Jim. Jim wanted to throw a party while his parents were in Alberta picking up some horses. So Jim paid a 19-year-old to buy a whole bunch of booze for everyone to drink. Stay with me because you think you know where this is going, but I promise you don't. So that night, of course, everybody and anybody got very drunk, and nobody noticed that Jim's health was kind of deteriorating. People thought it was kind of funny. People thought he was just really drunk. People thought he'd had too much, but everyone was too drunk at Jim's party to notice Jim. Now, earlier in the day, Jim had swept out the barns. He wasn't dumb enough to have the party in his house, so it was in the barns. And while sweeping out those barns, Jim didn't wear protective clothing. Little mistake that he made, he just was too lazy. He was in a hurry. He knew he was supposed to wear enough coverage that no skin was showing or no skin was available, but he's about to have the biggest party of the year, so he didn't take the time to put on the gear. Fast forward a couple hours, and Jim knew something was wrong. But Jim couldn't convince anybody. Nobody would listen. Everyone was too drunk. Everyone was too drunk. In Jim's hurriedness to clean the barns that day, a deer tick had burrowed into his forearm. And by the end of the party, without anyone noticing, Jim was now in a coma. He came out of it months later, but when he came out, he couldn't even lift a finger anymore. He couldn't throw a ball. He couldn't even move his eyeballs. I remember everybody celebrating 2 years after this happened when Jim finally lifted his foot to roll a ball back to his physiotherapist. That was the first time in 2 years he had done that. Jim's life was over because he made a teeny tiny mistake. He thought, I'm not going to put on my protective clothing. What's the big deal? He didn't cover his wrists. I don't think the Lord wants us to live in constant fear of all dangers. He never says that, but it's these little mistakes we make on purpose that really come back to ruin our reputations, our livelihood, our relationships, sometimes our life. It's like that we know we should use birth control, but we just don't that one time. Or we know we shouldn't hang around wicked people, but their parties are just so fun. Or we shouldn't want the attention of the popular kid or the funny guy at work or school, but yet somehow we find ourselves wanting and craving their approval for no reason. That alone is idolatry and paganism and nonsense. So much nonsense. Further down in the same chapter, Solomon goes on to say things like, when you dig a well, you could fall in the hole. When you demolish a wall, you could get bitten by a snake. When you chop wood, you might hit yourself with the axe. But I think what he's saying here is that life is full of so many things that could go wrong already. These mistakes on purpose can have this huge repercussion against us. They're never worth it. In verse 14 of the same chapter, he goes on to say that no one really knows what's going to happen, and no one can predict the future. And to me, this means that we should truly seize life in God's honor, seize every day, be present in every moment, constantly be worshiping, constantly have our eyes on the skies, constantly at peace no matter what the weather may be in our hearts. Oh my gosh, let's impress myself right there. I'm excited to hear what you learned in today's assignment because I got all of that out of it. And I know these things, but it's reading the reminder. I'm like, dang it, I do that all the time. For tomorrow, take a look at the sensuous Songs of Solomon, chapters 1 to 8 if you want to read ahead. I hope you have a blessed day. Please comment and don't forget to say your prayers. And there's the shoulders. This is the Bible in a Year theme song.